Prime, presented by Mercedes-Benz. Here's your host, Carissa Thompson.
There it is. Shiny. Look how shiny. Don't put your fingers on the Lombardi Trophy to keep it pristine. We are just 1 week away, ladies and gentlemen, from Super Bowl 53.
They don't play about that thing. They send a whole guard and everything with that.
And they do. White glove treatment. White glove treatment for these three. Our three Hall of Famers. You know them, you love them. Dion, LT, and Shannon. You want to break this thing all down?
Let's break it down.
All right, let's do it. Let's take a look back at how the Patriots got here, shall we?
Yep.
Dion knew it all along. Tom Brady, even at the age of 41, can still what, Dion?
Ball!
Brady became just the third player in NFL history to throw for 500 career touchdowns. Also did some work with his legs. He finally picked up his 1,000th career rush yard on a 6-yard scramble.
Well, he better not get sacked.
But it wasn't all smooth sailing along the way. The Pats dropped back-to-back games twice for the first time since 2015, and they all came on the road. The second came in December, starting with that Miami Miracle. How about that game? And then there was that close one in Pittsburgh. So it was the first time, you guys, in over 15 years that they had lost consecutive games in December. But did that stop them, Dion?
No, not whatsoever. They didn't panic because they have experience.
Right. So Brady helped them steamroll into the first-round bye, which they had never won a Super Bowl without a first-round bye. And then Sony Michel dominated the Chargers in the divisional round. So those road problems didn't carry into the playoffs when it mattered most. Taking care of business at Arrowhead to cruise to their 4th Super Bowl appearance in this decade. How did the Rams get here? Well, in Sean McVay's second season at the helm, Todd Gurley and squad took the NFL by storm, that high-powered offense.
Well, I thought my record was going to be in jeopardy for a little while this year.
You put that mojo on him. You got it. Yeah, that dog.
The Saints handed the Rams their first loss of the season after that thrilling Monday night win against the Chiefs. They seemed to get back on track. They had back-to-back losses in prime time versus the Bears and the Eagles, raising some more question marks about if this team could get to that next level. But after a first-round bye, the Rams opened their postseason with a physical win over the Cowboys, using that ground game of Todd Gurley and C.J. Anderson, who combined for 273 rushing yards, and set up a rematch Marcus Peters predicted. And just when it looked like the Saints were marching to another victory, the controversial no call.
That play.
That play will live in infamy, good and bad, depending on which side you're on. Drew Brees was then intercepted. The opening possession had set up the Greg Zuerlein 57-yard game-winning field goal to send the Rams to their first Super Bowl since 2001. So we're a week away from the big game. We've talked a lot of storylines. We will continue to talk about some of the obvious ones, but I think an interesting question is about the coaching matchup, right? Who you give the edge to in this one. When you give Sean McVay and Bill Belichick 2 weeks to prepare, who has the edge, Dion?
Bill Belichick, of course. We could even argue and venture to say, I'm getting lost in my words because I can't even believe we're asking this question.
Yeah.
I really can't believe we're even asking this question. This shouldn't even be on the show.
Give Coach Belichick.
No, you guys.
Bill Belichick is
This is nice time doing this now.
Arguably one of the best coaches to ever. And their argument isn't a vast argument. There's only a couple people in the room when you even talking about an argument like this.
I can make the argument for Sean.
Well, make it.
Thank you.
So Sean McVay is a young, innovative coach. Just last year with the Philadelphia Eagles, we saw a young, innovative coach in Doug Peterson scheme up that Patriots defense and really hurt them. This might be, you know, the future, what we're seeing with Sean McVay and this Rams offense and the way they operate. I really believe you give him 2 weeks, he's going to find schemes to hurt this Patriots defense.
See, this is different. See, this is different now, LT. What you're talking about is a scheme that highlights your players, but we're talking about body on body, man on man. Who brings most to the table in 2 weeks as a coach?
No, but yeah, but
Forget if somebody go out there and throw 3 picks and 2 picks or have a game that you didn't even expect. I'm talking about one game. And you really believe that he can outlast.
Dion, he just made your point. That the Eagles just did it.
They just
last year.
Last year.
The Eagles is riding a fairy tale, man. I mean, Nick Foles in that fairy tale last year.
They came up with a good game plan.
Nick Foles in that fairy tale last year was real.
Okay, so if you
that thing was real.
All right, so so you don't think that there's any chance that Sean McVay can outcoach Bill Belichick because of
winning the game and outcoaching somebody is two different things. Winning the game is not outcoaching somebody.
And then the other thing we got to think about, you got to put Wade Phillips in this.
Yeah.
You know, we can't just say Sean McVay because Wade Phillips have faced these Patriots offenses
last 3 games, 19 points a game. That's what he's giving up against them.
So we just gonna forget about the whole staff that's sitting over there behind Belichick too.
They leave every year. You get people that leave.
Yeah, Matt Patriots is not there anymore.
The defensive coordinator from last year, he's not even there.
He's in Detroit. Okay, so you clearly are going with Belichick to answer that question. Well, there's another question about experience because, again, we got a lot of storylines to fill for the next 2 weeks. Okay, so if I said to you Tom Brady versus Jared Goff, is anyone up here giving Jared Goff any sort of edge on Tom Brady?
It's funny. Now you're going to sip. Why you sip last minute? It's the same thing.
Okay.
It's the same thing. Why is it not the same thing?
You know what? When you say Tom Brady against Jared Goff, it's not like they face each other. But if I had to take Coach Belichick against a third-year guy.
Okay, we've already moved on past that question since you didn't like it.
No, but I'm just saying.
We have moved on because this is.
You're talking about Bill Belichick scheming up the defense against Jared Goff?
Yeah, against Tom Brady. I still, even though Wade has had success against Tom Brady and what he's able to represent, I think they'll have better success probably scheming up Jared Goff. That doesn't mean, you hand the ball off, guy rushes for 100 yards, 200 yards, something of that nature. But Jared Goff and Tom Brady, come on now, guys.
Okay, so let's go ahead and say Tom Brady throws 2 picks like he did in the AFC Championship game. Then does it even the playing field a little bit with Jared Goff?
I thought it was going to even the playing field yesterday. 2 weeks ago.
But how did
3
the
weeks
picks
ago.
come in? What y'all getting confused of? You getting confused of if somebody plays bad, that means the defensive coordinator out-schemed them.
Right.
And no, that's not true. He just played like garbage.
These are hypothetical questions about the experience.
I don't like hypothetical.
But let me ask you a question. A week ago, do you think it was scheme? Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you, Chris, a week ago, do you think it was scheme or did Pat Mahomes play bad?
I think that Pat Mahomes didn't have his best game. But
what about that first half?
Really didn't have a good game.
This is because they went outside the norm. We don't see Coach Belichick go zero coverage.
Right.
We don't see him bring pressure like he played.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that also goes to show that he had already seen them once during the year, so he knew how to game plan and he made the adjustments. Now you're giving him 2 weeks. By the way, the Patriots don't see the Rams a lot, so these aren't teams that they're that familiar with once you get into a Super Bowl situation.
Oh, so you're taking the Rams, it sounds like.
No, it doesn't. I'm just trying. By the way, we're just looking for things to talk about because at this point, we got a lot of time leading up to the game. You know who else is going to talk a lot about it? All the other shows on this wonderful network. 90 hours of live coverage begins on Monday. It all kicks off with Good Morning Football, talking about the experience of Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, apparently. Then at 7 p.m. Eastern, it's Super Bowl opening night. Then Game Day Morning takes you all the way up to kickoff on Super Bowl Sunday, and we wrap it all up with Game Day Prime immediately following the game. Still to come on Game Day Prime, Super Bowl 53 features a matchup between of college teammates in Todd Gurley and Sony Michel, both former Georgia Bulldogs. Similar number of touches between the two, but Gurley has the edge in rushing yards and yards per carry, and he almost doubles Michel when it comes to rushing touchdowns. So, LT, who do you think will have the bigger game on Sunday?
It's Todd Gurley. I'm assuming that, guys, he's going to be 100%. I just believe that there's more ways Todd Gurley can beat you. Now, at this point in Sony Michel's career, he's a first and second down back and mostly running out of the eye. So you can scheme against him. You know that what you're getting. And keep in mind that the Rams during the playoffs have stopped some really good run games, the Cowboys and the Saints. So they're going to be geared up to stop the Patriots. I just think Gurley coming out the backfield, he can hurt you. He's more explosive in ways. I think Gurley will have the better day.
It's hard for us to get around being a push because C.J. Anderson really has had as many carries in the game as Todd Gurley. And as you mentioned, James White is their receiving back. Yeah. So on third downs, and sometimes on second down, he'll get in the ball game. But it's really hard for Sony Michel to be the bell cow, considering that both guys split carries. Yeah. Both guys split carries.
Right, and
Burkhead, throw him in. So it's going to be virtually impossible for Sonny Michel to get the carries that he needs to outdo Gurley, I think.
For the Rams to make this thing competitive and to win like they desire to, you're going to have to.
You say the Rams deserve to win?
Desire.
Oh, desire.
See what I'm saying? See how you jumping to conclusions?
Yeah.
See how you jumping to conclusions?
That's what I say. You want the Rams to win, too.
Right. C.J.
I never
Anderson
said that.
and Gurley is going to have to do this thing dually like they have been.
Yep.
This is what has gotten you here. It would be stupid of you to sit C.J. Anderson over here on the sideline just so you can let Gurley get his off. Now, Gurley, I love the way he's handling everything. I love the way he's dealing with everything, all the adversity he's dealing with, even because Anderson is balling. Yeah. But you got to go with the dog who's barking at the time.
All right, well, let's do a tale of the Rams defense is all about whether Aqib Talib was on the field or not. In 9 games that he missed, the team gave up nearly 12.5 more points per game. Every other category, you see some dramatically different sides there. So, Dion, we know that the Rams have Aqib Talib on Sunday, but do you trust the Rams defense more than you trust the Patriots?
No, I trust the Patriots defense a little more, simply because of Bill Belichick and the experience. But let me tell you something. All year long, I've been singing Talib's praises. Like, guys, it's a whole different team.
Yeah, they are
with this man on the back end. But just because his attitude that C is on his chest is for a reason. He is the captain. He is a leader. He is the guy that sets the tone, not only in practice, but in the games as well. I love what he brings to the table. But as a unit, I'm going with the Patriots in their experience defensively.
You're going with the defense of the Patriots over...
Yes, I am. I didn't stutter.
I mean, it's easy to do. And I feel you on that. It's easy to do that because of the experience that they have. But, man, I'm all about players that make plays. I think the Rams just have more players that can make plays. You talk about the guys inside, then Dante Fowler on the outside, them guys on the back end. They just got multiple guys that can hurt you. And especially with Aqib Talib back, I'm going with the Rams.
And we finally getting to see Ndamukong Suh. Because the Patriots are not going to let Aaron Donald go one-on-one with anyone. So they're going to double him. The guy that's going to get the single matchup is Ndamukong Suh. Now, if he does what he's been doing, he's been whipping butt.
It doesn't scare you that this Patriots defense pretty much stifled Kansas City for the majority of the game, except the closing minutes of the game?
Who they got to scare you on their defense?
They got a team.
But
this is a
team. But here's the thing: what concerns me.
It's a good question there.
Is that
you thought you had me, didn't you?
The Chiefs only had 47 plays, but they got 37 points. Let that sink in. They had 47 plays, 21 minutes, and they got 31 points. Yeah. Now you're not going to see double up time of possession, double up plays, double up yardage, and they still got 31 points. They scored 24 points in 3 minutes in the fourth quarter.
It can happen again.
24 points in 3 minutes. Where they do that at? Huh?
Dion, we're going to take a look back at some of your best interviews from the season, from both these Super Bowl teams.
Did he have hair on all those interviews?
Starting with the Patriots. Well, we will find out. Let's go prime time.
There you go. What's going on, Balls? How you doing, man?
What's up, Prime? How you doing?
Hey, Tits. Oh, man, that beard is thick, man.
It's good.
God, that thing is thick.
2C's thick?
It don't itch, man.
Tom Brady will be making his 9th Super Bowl appearance next Sunday, and what he's accomplished in the postseason is unbelievable. 29 wins, almost 11,000 yards passing, and you can see how short Jared Goff's playoff resume is. So we hear this word a lot, experience. How much, LT, will it be a factor?
I think experience is only a factor in preparation, guys. Because once you get out there on the field, you know, it's all about the better team, the better skilled player. I'll tell you a quick story. So my freshman year in high school, the head football varsity coach wanted me to play on varsity as a freshman. And I kept telling him, man, I'm not ready. I don't have the experience. You know, he said, I want to prove something to you. So at practice, he called everybody up and called out the senior linebacker, starting senior linebacker, and called me up. He said, I want y'all to go head up. He put the cones out. We're 5 yards from the cones. Say, down, set hut. And we go head up. Boom. And I run over to senior linebacker. He said, see, experience don't mean nothing. It's all about the skill. If you got gifted, that's all that matters.
I love that.
It's good.
He tells the story very differently, but
Well, I think the thing is that the experience is that what you understand is that don't get caught up in the emotions of the ball game. because I don't know if you can win this game in the first quarter, but you can lose it. And so Tom and Coach Belichick and a lot of these guys have been there. They're not going to be, they're not going to be. And then how do you handle it? You're the Super Bowl.
You think it matters?
Yes, I do.
That's why I say because that's part of preparation, though.
The game is for you. Everything else about the Super Bowl is about the people that's coming to watch the game. The game is for you. So don't get caught up in the festivities. That's not why you're in Atlanta.
Yeah, so for the Rams.
But that's the problem. But see, that's the problem because a lot of these youngsters with no experience, they're going to get down there and lose their mind. First of all, Media Day, which we cover, is going to be unbelievable.
And it's in prime time.
That's every year, though. But
but after that, now the family is calling and they're talking you
and
for the ticket.
There's a lot of distractions.
You see, experience says, hey, man, let somebody else take care of that.
Yes.
No.
Non-experienced say, man, I got to hurry back and get my mom this ticket. I got to see him. I got to see my old high school teammate. And you ain't got time for that. So by the time the game comes, you're mentally
exhausted
and socially exhausted.
Then how do you explain something like the Eagles winning last year?
They balled. They had some ballers.
Okay, so they can ball and get ball and get the call.
Balling.
But Carissa, you can't take isolated incidents. Yeah, I mean, it's one game.
No. You guys are the ones with the experience in these big-time games. So I'm just asking the question, how do you account for that? Because there's an anomaly in every situation, right?
Yeah,
but yes, experience, to all of your points, matters, but you can have a situation like you did in high school where you were underexperienced but still overperformed.
Exactly.
So that, I guess, but hey, what CLT not telling you the whole story. Yeah, he's the senior linebacker, but he was a bench warmer. So he let the man run over a senior bench warmer. He let him run over a senior bench warmer. You get LT confidence. I know what happened.
Why are you going to affect that man's story?
Oh, my bad.
Let's turn our attention to Rob Gronkowski for a little bit. Will this be the last time we see Rob Gronkowski in a Patriots uniform?
I will say no. I believe he can still play at a very, very high level. I think he showed that last week. He can play at a high level, but we haven't seen the Gronk that we saw last week in a very, very long time. And at $10 million, $11 million, I don't believe Coach Belichick is willing to bring that back.
Do you guys see him playing for the Patriots?
No, not for the Patriots, but I don't even know if he's going to play again because he may opt out. And he's a very talented human being. He could do many other things.
Do you think he still has football left in him?
Yes, he definitely has football left in him.
I think what'll happen
So that's a choice
when
then.
you get released as a player, you still want to prove something. You don't want to go out like that. So I think he'll go through the process of saying, you know what, I need to prove that I'm still that player, at least for 1 or 2 years, and then I can see him moving on.
All right. Deion, earlier we took a look at your best interviews with the Patriots from the season, so it's time to revisit the Rams. Let's go prime time.
I didn't trust y'all like I should have. Because you're young, everybody's young at different positions, a quarterback yourself. But now, it's like this thing is real, man.
We're finally finishing games, the games in the past that we didn't finish. And that's what makes this game special. No matter how the win is, we're going to get it.
And you still missing a key. And you know the offense going to put 30 on the board when you walk in the stadium, man. It has to be a great feeling defensively.
When you got an offense like how we got, they rolling how they rolling. Our main thing is just to get them guys the ball. We know they're going to pick at least 30 points up a game. So, with the team we got, the guys up front, the secondary, playing how they playing, sky's the limit. You got to keep working.
Not only you get the W, man, you say you made a lot of mistakes and you still put up 29, almost 30 points.
It's a long way to go. We still got a lot to learn. We can always get better in all cylinders, definitely on offense today. But that's why we play this game, man. We live and we learn, and we're going to take this win, accept it, enjoy it, and then move on to New Orleans.
Scored on 7 of your first 8 possessions. That's unheard of, unbelievable. What do you guys say anything to the defense like, hey, take that? Now, can we get back on the field and you guys handle your business, please?
You know what? We just honestly say, hey, we got you no matter what. And it's a lot of fun, because we've been in enough of a stretch that you see these defenses on the side getting hooting and hollering and all excited. And it just doesn't seem to rattle us. It's a fun group, man.
You got folks saying, hey, man, this is a starter somewhere else. This is a bona fide dog right now.
Well, I've been me, man. I've been a Pro Bowler in this league, been a starter in this league. I just try to come in and help, with my experience, try to come in and help them win a championship.
Has it set in yet that you guys are actually going to the Super Bowl, man?
This is what you work for to play in big games like this, man. This is what you train for. This is when you're fatigued, you're tired, you don't want to do it. You push through to play in big games like this. So, we live in a dream right now. Got one more left. We're going to finish this thing strong.
No question about that.
All right, and you can watch all of Deion's interviews from the entire season at NFL.com/prime. Okay, you guys, we are 6 days away from the NFL Honors, where the season's biggest awards will be handed out, and you can watch that on Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern on CBS. But it's time now for you guys to reveal who you think should win. So for that, let's go no huddle, 2:30 on the clock. Deion, you finally have come around on Patrick Mahomes.
Yes.
Do you believe that he should be the league MVP?
Yes, I believed a long time ago. I just couldn't give him the benefit of the doubt.
Well, make sure you drop that lemonade off.
I just couldn't give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, what was the final bet on that?
We had 2 gallons of lemonade.
What happened to sweet tea?
I don't want no sweet tea. You drink sweet tea.
You agreed to sweet tea.
But bring me lemonade. Thank you. Go ahead, Chris.
Make it a Long Island iced tea while you're at it over there.
Rhode Island.
LT, Rhode Island. LT, who will be the offensive rookie of the year?
Saquon Barkley. You know, he's really special. And from game 1, he's been doing it all.
Baker Mayfield.
Him and Eli. Eli helped him out a lot, too.
You got to interrupt.
What? You like?
That's my question.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it said LT.
Okay.
Okay, Shannon, it's your turn. So, LT, interrupt him. Defensive rookie of the year should be who?
Darius Leonard.
Darius Leonard?
Yeah, linebacker from the Indy.
I like him. I do like him. Let's do it from Florida State. That's pretty good. Florida State pretty good. You know the one that made All-Pro? That one.
Yeah. Darius Leonard made All-Pro, too. You know
and the Pro Bowl.
Okay.
And the Pro Bowl.
That man got shot.
And the Pro Bowl.
Now you know that man got shot.
Now it's that man.
Led the league in tackles.
Now you the victim.
Deion, defensive player of the year.
Aaron Donald.
You paused?
Aaron Donald. No, because I was getting ready to say he should be
unanimous.
Now he's going to be unanimous, but he should come in second in the NFL MVP. That's how talented he is.
I don't know why I direct any of these questions. I should just say, hey, guys, and then you can all yell at each other. Okay, LT, coach of the year.
Anthony Lynn.
I ride with you with that.
Yeah.
I think Lynn should win, too. That's my homeboy. We played together. I'm Matt Nagy, excuse me.
Sean Payne, excuse me.
You guys have issues.
Sean Payne.
All 3 of you are Hall of Famers. So of the list this year, we can say Tony Gonzalez and Ed Reed locks for this class. And Champ Bailey.
Champ.
Exactly.
Champ,
of the other finalists, who would you put as a lock?
So we have a bunch of Broncos, because Mr. B going in this year, our owner. Mr. Boland's going into the Hall. Champ definitely going to the Hall. Who else?
Tyler Law.
Edgerrin James. You got
Tyler Law.
Steve Hutchinson.
Anybody give me some names. I mean, y'all make it seem like time it out like we wrote the list.
Well, all of a sudden time out. Hey, look, all of a sudden you're short for words. You couldn't come up with some names because you've had a lot of names.
Well, I got 4 guys. Mr. Boland going in, Champ going in, Tony going in, and Ed Reed going in.
For sure.
How about that?
Make a list and check it twice. All right, find out who's headed to Canton and who wins all the league's biggest awards and NFL honors Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern on CBS. Still ahead, we look back at how Tom Brady and the Patriots were victorious in 5 Super Bowls, and we ask our Hall of Famers if Jared Goff and these Rams could be building a dynasty of their own. All that and more next.
Coming up next on Game Day Prime. Woo! Woo, woo!
Project Pat always working on something. Tried the no-look to Juju Smith-Schuster, Pittsburgh Steelers 2018 MVP, but that was incomplete. So second down, Juju would later walk off a minor knee injury. Check out NFL.com. Next play, Mahomes and Eric Ebron playing a little pitch and catch. KC, the Indy style. Count 18-yard paint push. AFC out 7-0. Mahomes 7-14, 156 yards and a touchdown. But defense at the Pro Bowl, they don't play that. The NFC lined up some offensive guys playing defense. Zeke Elliott coming off the edge. And Alvin Kamara says, Deshaun Watson, watch yourself because I play so fine. Don't you agree as well? Saquon Barkley getting in on that celebration. And then we jump to the 4th quarter. Mike Evans lined up in the secondary for the NFC, and he knows how to snag the ball, and that's a pick right there. Deshaun Watson, wish you had that one back. Jason Garrett, he was a fan. Now, how about the AFC returning the favor? Jalen Ramsey says, I'm a shutdown corner, but right here, it's time to turn off the lights. Yeah, 6-yard touchdown just like that. Ramsey with the nifty grab on the slant. AFC, they go on to get the win 26-7, and Jason Witten taking the top off of that trophy right there. And Patrick Mahomes, as we said, he was the offensive MVP. Jamal Adams, the defensive MVP. Project Pat, 7-14, 156 yards and a touchdown, but he wishes he was playing next Sunday.
Hey, today we maximize our potential. It's our field, our show.
Yeah, best in the nation. I'm going to tell you that every time.
Hey, this is what we live for right here. Let's go. We'll be great right here. I slip for South Purple.
Pocket collapsing. His arm is hit. The ball's on the deck. The Rams are on it.
Everybody runs the ball, but not everybody has Todd Gurley.
Todd Gurley with speed to burn. Touchdown, Todd Gurley. Touchdown, LA. Gurley, he charges in.
#1 fantasy player right here.
He fires right sideline. Gerald Everett, caught him in the shoulder at the 10. Tiptoes the sideline. Touchdown, LA. 54-51 Los Angeles. Couple of targets. He chooses the back left pylon. It's caught for a touchdown. Hey, this is the preview where we're going to be doing all post. Let's go then. Come on. Welcome to the divisional round.
I love it. Ain't never played this far in the January, bro.
They give to Gurley. Breaks left. Gurley the touchdown.
That's the difference. Go. I'm going to wear them down. You take them home.
Gives to Anderson, and he puts it in the paint.
You know about the offense? Rushing for 275.
The NFC Championship game is here. Reese is going to throw right side. It is Lewis, and he's decked as the ball arrives. No penalty marker. 57-yard try to win the NFC Championship game. And Greg Zuerlein sends the Rams to the Super Bowl. LA will play for the Lombardi.
The Rams have no shortage of celebrity fans, including Ric Flair, who tweeted, "By today, if you are an NFL fan, you have picked a team in that house that Flair built. We are the Los Angeles Rams all day long, led by the great Todd Gurley," to which Gurley replied, "Yes, sir." And the Nature Boy was gracious enough to join Deion to talk about his team.
Deion Sanders!
That's the man right now. Hey,
oh, you're the man, brother.
I want to know how most of these kids have never even seen you wrestle, man, but you still relevant. Everybody still know you, man.
Oh, thank you, man. Offset. Migos. Deion Sanders. We're all blinging, man.
Hey, you in Atlanta right now, man. Why are you rooting for the Rams?
Todd Gurley.
Todd Gurley.
Sean McVay. So, I've always liked Todd. We've been friends for years, and, I liked the Rams back when they used to beat up the Vikings when I was growing up in Minnesota. Fearsome Foursome, Merlin Olsen, Lamar Lundy, the Deacon.
Oh, yeah.
I know all the history of the Rams.
All the legends, man. You're a big fella, pretty stout fella now. So why didn't you choose football instead of wrestling?
I did, but I went to University of Minnesota where they don't really play football.
I think Minnesota's going like that.
Kind of like Florida State is right now.
Oh, come on, man. I thought we were cool like that. Come on, you should have Florida State. If McVay put you up in front of the team to make a pregame speech, what would you say?
I would say that this is a once-in-a-lifetime guaranteed proposition today. There may never be another opportunity to be here. As you know, you played in a lot of Super Bowls, but so many players that are great never get to one. Dan Marino, just at the top of the list. But and I would say you got probably the best defensive tackle or tandem in the league. You've got Jared Goff, who just has come out of nowhere when they gave up on him to becoming one of the top 5 guys. You got Todd Gurley, to me, the best all-around run back in the NFL right now. And Sean McVay, everybody's talking about these coaches getting hired. I want to be like Sean McVay. There's only one Sean McVay. He comes along once in a lifetime.
I love the way you love life. I appreciate that.
I love you and the NFL and the Rams. And let me tell you something. One of the greatest lines, and I tell people this all the time, is when John Madden said, Deion can run backwards faster than anybody else on the field that they can run forward.
I appreciate you. Woo, there you go. Woo, baby. Yeah. God bless you, my man.
I can look, man. Woo, go Rams.
The woo is so great. I feel like Shannon would do a good woo.
Bad look here. if you were from the South, you knew about this man.
Yeah. Dusty Rose.
Oh, man. Georgia Championship wrestler, all of
Andre
them.
the Giant.
Loved it.
Yeah.
My grandpa used to have me and my brother there all the time.
That's why you wear a Rolex?
Yeah, I was the Rolex wearing. Jet flies, kiss stealing, son of a gun.
It's really, well, he clearly loves Todd Gurley,
Yes.
and I had done an interview with Todd Gurley earlier this year, and he loves Ric Flair just as much. He has a huge affinity for wrestling, so the love is mutual there. So let's stay focused on the Rams for a second. We talk all the time about the Patriots dynasty, and rightfully so. Is this Rams team, being how young and talented they are they in a position to build a dynasty?
What's the definition of a dynasty? And I'm tired of that. Just like the definition of a Hall of Fame.
I'm going to look, while you decide, I'm going to look up what it
What is the definition of a dynasty?
Let me ask you this. You have to, I think, go to multiple Super Bowls. Would you consider the Buffalo Bills a dynasty?
Yes.
Even though they didn't?
Yes.
Me too.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I do too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I do too.
The Cowboys were a dynasty.
Yeah,
the 49ers were a dynasty.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
So do you think?
You guys had a dynasty.
We had a little mini one going. I'm going to say no, and let me tell you why. Because in order to replicate what the Patriots did, your best players got to play at a discount. These quarterbacks taking $30 and $40 million. Nobody's playing at a discount. If you look at the Patriots, they weren't giving players market value to stay. Mm-hmm. If you play for them, you took less than market value.
Even Brady took less money at one point because he went out to get Ross.
He makes it
seemingly so.
Right. So that he getting it somewhere.
He getting it somewhere.
Well, here's the thing. I think they do have a chance. I think they do have a chance because I believe it's all about building around a nucleus of core young players that you have. And out of all the teams that got these young players that got the nucleus, they have more of them. And I think they can bring guys in that'll take a discount. You know, Jared Goff.
What you gonna do? You think Jared Goff gonna take less than they?
Seattle's right on their back though. So I mean, you can't really have a dynasty and somebody right there with you, head for head. That I think they can really get with you. Seattle's right there with them.
The Cowboys always had.
The Rams have had Seattle's number even when Seattle was balling with the whole Legion of Boom and going to their 2 Super Bowls. But when you look at this team, and we talk all the time.
Since Marshall was balling.
Can I ask you a question?
No, I'm saying that the Rams had the Seahawks number even when the Rams were 4-12.
Okay.
That defensively, they always had.
Okay, what are we going to do about this? Okay, they're going to have to do something with Jared Goff. So let's say, for the sake of argument, he gets between 150 and 180 million. You got 100+ million tied up in Aaron Donald. You got 80 million tied up in Brandon Cooks. You got another 75 million tied up in Todd Gurley. Okay, and Ndamukong Suh signed a 1-year deal. What you gonna do with him? Aqib Talib is a free agent. Marcus Peters is a free agent. I just need to know what you're gonna do with all these guys.
You bring in different guys. You got the
but they're not the same guys. Yeah, but they're not the same guys. What is your core?
The Patriots bring in guys every year.
You bring in Brady.
They bring in guys every year.
No, but the Patriot way is just do your job, right? Each names are not like we've been talking earlier in the segment about give me a big defensive name on the side of the Patriots.
Peanuts.
We're off track and I'm being told to move on. So the Patriots dynasty, there's the word.
Real talk, though.
I don't have any Wi-Fi, so I was trying to get the definition. Under Belichick and Brady has racked up 5 Super Bowl rings. So here's a look at how they earned them all.
48-yard field goal attempt. Set to go. Snap, ball down. Kick up. Kick is on the way, and it is good. Tries a 41-yarder to try to win it. Snap, ball down, kick up. Kick is on the way. Kick is good. Kick is good. It's over. Super Bowl champions again. First and goal at the Eagle 2. Double setback. Back to throw. Brady fires end zone. Caught. Touchdown. The Patriots are going to be Super Bowl champions again. Back to back. 3 out of 4.
Extends the hands he has. Wilson, quick throw. And it's intercepted. Intercepted to Malcolm Butler. A 4th Lombardi trophy is headed to one Patriot place. Toss sweep right for James White. Tucks it under the right arm. Cuts it upfield. Driving forward. Diving to the goal line. A touchdown. And a title for the Patriots. The greatest comeback in Super Bowl history. Led by the greatest quarterback.
Coming up on Game Day Prime, will Tom Brady add a 6th ring to his trophy case? Or will Jared Goff and the Rams start a collection of their own? It's time for our guys to make their Super Bowl 53 predictions.